Living from our heart, living from our core, living from our power, we all get more. We are powerful women.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Transformation Summit. I'm Sue Erda. I'm your host for this event, and I get the honor and privilege of talking with you and talking to these amazing authors about their own journeys of transformation and things that they are passionate about, things that they love about their life and the businesses that they're in. And they are here doing this to help you on your own journey of transformation in your life. And so today I'm really excited because I get to speak with Taeko McNish, and she's one of our co-authors in the upcoming book, The Art and Truth of Transformation for Women, where she shares her really pretty amazing story. I love the journey that she's been on and the woman she has become because of that journey and in spite of that journey. So it's really kind of cool how that happens. So I'm going to read a brief introduction of Taeko, and then we'll get started talking with her. Taeko McNish is a health and wellness coach who strives to help clients navigate the complexities of their lives and discover their potential. Taeko holds a degree in biology and is a certified esthetician, massage therapist, and Reiki master. At her wellness spa, Taeko Aesthetics LLC, she puts her knowledge into practice with medical aesthetics, therapeutic massage therapy, Reiki sessions, and wellness coaching. She recently completed extensive training through the Health Coach Institute and the Mayo Clinic Wellness Coach Training Program. Taeko also uses her motivational interviewing and neuro-linguistic techniques to enable clients to achieve better health and quality of life. And Taeko, I'm so happy to talk with you today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Great. I am happy to talk with you today. And I love your title that you chose for this interview and what we'll be talking about: Finding Purpose in Chaos, Establishing Goals, Navigating Roadblocks, and Coping with Change. And as we know, 2020 certainly has been a year where a lot of that stuff has come up for a lot of people. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about this. I mentioned in the book you share your personal journey and what you've gone through. So would you please share some of that with our listeners?
Yes, so I was born and raised in Tokyo, Japan. And then when I was 25 years old, I got married to an American. And I moved to United States. And I thought I was going to stay in marriage, but my ex-husband decided to leave. So I was housewife for 17 years. At the time, I kind of lost, kind of in the dark. I didn't know what to do, but I found a way out, and I live in a different scenario now.
Yeah.
And, yes. And then my journey started as English as a second language. But the education system is good here for adults. And I was able to receive all the education. As I gained knowledge, opened up more opportunity my life. And so my first job was a nurse assistant at the nursing home. And I did some home visits for 10 years. I liked the job because I get to take care of elderly and people that physically need. Then after that, I became the esthetician because I enjoy watching clients feel good about themselves.
Beautiful. And how many years was that? How long did it take you to get started? And you started your own practice, your own business now too, for many years. How long ago was that?
That was 5 years.
5 years. And how's it going?
It's good. It was just incidentally happened because I wasn't expected again. The spout closed on us and I had to make a quick decision one day.
Wow.
Then decide to run their own business.
That's beautiful. And I love that. So that takes a lot of courage, right? Did you know that was coming, that you might have to make that decision or you might get to make that decision?
No.
Wow.
I probably wouldn't do it without my coworker. Two of us kind of left out and we started doing a couple massage and that went pretty well. I enjoyed the collaborative job and And then when I hit my 50 years old, I felt like I don't have much life left. That's when I tried looking into my value, and I found that I have health in value. So I went to study about health and wellness for last 3 years.
Wow, that's great. And so you've really branched out. So yes, you're an esthetician, but you combine that with wellness coaching and life coaching as well, which is really great because it integrates everything, mind, body, spirit practices.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
All
beautiful.
in one spot.
Yeah, that's great. So what's interesting, I love that's your journey. So you went on this, and it was a big change for you, obviously moving from Japan to the United States as well. And so you've really had a lot of change in your life. And as you said, after you turn 50, it's like, yeah, and for me, I know I started looking at life a little differently. It's kind of like there's probably more life behind me than in front of me. I don't know, we just don't know. And so we really start to get in touch with our values. Let me ask you this. For yourself, how did you know that was the right path for you to take? And also then how could somebody else know what's the right path for them?
I think when somebody has goals to achieve, and if they feel good about themselves, what they're doing, like you can't wait to go to your job.
Yeah.
That's the sign. And I'm offering one free session to audience that wants to find out their own purpose of life. I think this is helpful because we go through different stages of life, and also I like to look at the our experience as something useful later of life, like coping skills.
Yeah, great. Coping is very important. I mean, a lot of times things happen to us and it's like, wow, what am I supposed to do now? This has never happened before. I don't know what to do. So what happens for you when you had some personal roadblocks that you had to overcome in your own life? What were those roadblocks and how did you do that? What was the thing that you actually did that helped you to get to the part where you want to be in your life?
So usually when I have an issue or problem, I use a positive mind, positive thinking, and try to put the issue aside from my body physically and take a look objectively, either if it's right or wrong. Because if I hold a negative emotion inside, then I can become ill, or if I keep that for a long period of time, might become a chronic issues. So I like to kind of put aside, then analyze what's going on self. And that was okay, but this time especially the divorce one, it didn't go away with just doing by myself. So I went look for some other resource, and I went to see counselor. And that was helpful. I had a unique experience. I get to talk my issue with somebody totally I don't know, but it's safe environment. And they're professional. It's different than talking to friends or family. And so those helped me.
Yeah, that's great. Are there any specific questions that you asked yourself when you were going through this analysis process, or that your counselor asked you that you now ask your clients to help through that process?
Well, whenever I notice my negative talk or thinking, I switch totally opposite and tell myself that it's okay, it's not my fault. I go from there.
Yeah. Okay, great. So did you ever write things down like that? Like you say, okay, so I'm feeling like, I'm not happy in my marriage, so I have to do something else. And then what's the opposite of that? Is that how you did that?
No, it's more likely everything's okay, meant to be, comes out good, end over.
Yeah. So it was almost like affirmations that you said to
Yes, in self-talk, in the head.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. Yeah, that's where it starts, is up here, right? Because the emotion doesn't necessarily start in the body. It starts in the mind, and then the emotion that comes through the heart.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Right. So what, there's a lot of stuff, like I said, it's 2020. A lot of people are
Mm-hmm.
going through a lot of things right now, and many people are feeling very overwhelmed because we're having to make decisions and do things differently than we might have ever done them before. If someone is feeling overwhelmed in their life, what can they do? What are the steps that you would tell them to take?
So usually when people overwhelmed, they don't notice that they have stress building up. So
Mm.
being noticed earlier is the key first, because when we have a busy mind, it stimulates the body. Same time, might have a shoulder tightness or chest pain or stomach pain or
Yeah.
headache. The body lets you know. So the next step is find a way to relax. There are so many different ways. Some of you are maybe already doing like a breath work, focusing your breath in and out,
Hmm.
so that mind cannot think about something else, but focusing on airs coming in and out, and then do that maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute, whatever, even just a little bit. That
Hmm.
helps. Another one will be using mantra that works for you.
Using what?
Mantra,
Antar.
yes, something
Yes.
like I don't judge myself, I don't judge others, I don't judge myself, I don't judge others. Something that keeps talking until calm down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So, it's interesting because you mentioned that the body knows this stuff. So often, I think, and they say that, I don't know what the percentages are, but so many people's heart conditions, so much cancer is caused by negative emotion and stress. Stress is the biggest factor that everybody is dealing with today. So besides, breathing and affirmations, what else should people do? I know you
I,
said you have to notice, you have to be aware. So what else
mhm.
should we do?
I think there's one thing, if you notice, maybe you way of thinking about stress is different, which is that just like we have a muscle memory. When we first learn how to drive, we had to focus and felt a little
Hmm.
scared, go through all that, but now we can drive just naturally. The
Yes.
same way the mind does too. Maybe the way of thinking trigger to react to something or stress. So if we could notice that, maybe the something how you feel about it, think about it, maybe causing. So if we could change that to something else, the outcome may be different.
So change our thoughts and it will change how
Mm-hmm.
we are in
Mm-hmm.
life, how we show up.
Yes,
That's
yes.
Yeah. So, I know that you are a wellness coach. You are also a life coach. You help people with their problems and issues that they're dealing with, as well as an esthetician, of course. But, I know that some people go to a counselor or they go to a
Mm.
coach and they think, oh, just take me, 3 sessions and I'm done. Can you tell us what are the benefits of working with somebody long term instead of just going and, fixing the one little thing and moving on?
Yes, so the coaching sessions been evolving. So like you taught about neuro-linguistic program and motivational interview, more using at the hospital setting. And there was a 10 years clinical research, and it shows that when we have a collaborative session, it works better. The patient have a better outcome. And also from the metastatics studies, which is the collection of trusted information,
Hmm.
shows that when patient had 3 months to 6 months of session, they did better on their health. I'm thinking that because it takes time to build a new habit.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. And so whenever you work with clients, how long usually are you working with them, and what would be most what is the most common issue that people come to you with when you're working with your clients? Is there some common thing that a lot of people having, that they need to work on?
Yes, so they try to do something big leap, try to reach a big goal. That's okay, but steady and small step make a huge difference because that builds a new habit
Yeah.
faster than try to do something. Example, some people do a quick diet, they
Hmm.
lose weight, but they come back, gain again because they don't build a habit.
Right.
Behaviors, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And so for you, what would you say was one of the biggest changes that you made in your life that made the biggest difference for you over time? I mean, you said you've had all this stuff in your childhood, and then you at
Mm,
around 25 you moved to the United States. What was one of the
mm.
biggest things that you did, and how did you do it?
I think because for my children, I wanted to do something, a good example, so they can follow a little bit something I do. That encouraged me to do more.
Yeah, that's great. All right, well, terrific. Well, I appreciate all that you've said here. Taeko, I know that in the book you shared a really moving story about, what some things that you went through in your childhood and moved forward and stuff like that. Why did you decide it was time to tell your story?
Oh yes, so I wasn't sure, and this is my first time, but I thought if somebody read my story and if it's helpful for one person, it's yes, more than enough. That's what I thought. Why don't I try that? Maybe somebody needs to hear about my story so they don't have to go through the pain by themselves.
Yes. Yeah. It's like it's putting out the example for your kids. It's putting out the example of your life for
Mm-hmm.
anybody who reads it. Yeah, that's beautiful. And I'm so happy that you decided to do that because it is a very good story and I loved reading it. So thanks for sharing that. So, Taeko, you had mentioned earlier that you're offering a free coaching session to the listeners. Will
Mm-hmm.
you tell us about that? And also, I know that there are going to be people that want to
Mm.
learn more about you and what you do. So can you tell us about your website, how they can reach you, learn more about you, and sign up for that coaching session?
Yes, so the audience can reach me at my website is taeko.skincaretherapy.net. T as Tom, AEKO, skincaretherapy.net. And please mention about the Transformation Summit so I can give a free session.
Great. All
It'll
right.
be, yes, it'll be on a phone call, 30 to 40 minutes, coaching session, whatever has goals in mind. And
Terrific.
yes, especially somebody willing to talk to me every week about same time.
Terrific. That's great. Well, Taeko, thank you so much for being part of this. I enjoyed talking with you today and you sharing, with our audience some things that they can do in their own life for stress and overwhelm and how you might help people. So thanks so much for that. And thanks for being part of this whole project.
Thank you.
Awesome. And listeners, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thanks for listening in. And remember, only one small change, even one small change, can make a huge difference in your life. So think of that positive thinking, that mindset that you can create that will help you, and those tiny little steps you can take, as Taeko said, along the way that really make a big difference over time. And thanks for being part of the summit and listening in. Be sure to buy the book, The Art and Truth of Transformation for Women, on launch day, which is October 20th. You can buy that at our website at transformation-book.com. You can also buy that book from any of the authors. And so thank you for being part of this. Thanks for transforming your life because you too are setting a beautiful example for all the lives you touch. So thanks everybody. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.